For my next stone is going to be a red and gold mandala. So on this one, I did not have a plan, but I did know that I wanted to start off the first couple rows with gold doing the sacred geometry pattern. So I just did a lot of these tiny dots and just did a few rows of this to kind of build my center. And then I went in and started adding the petals. That center dot, I wanted it to be a little bit of brighter red. So I brightened my paint up just a little bit, and I was able to go in and place that dot on top of the old dot. Next, I decided to have some fun and just kind of play around with the design on this one, just to kind of see what I could come up with, and here's the finished result. For this sacred geometry stone, I did things a little bit different, and this time I made the background the fun gradient. So I did a rainbow gradient, and then I went in and did all white dots for the design. I made sure to leave space between all the dots so that that background could shine through and you could still enjoy the rainbow. This next stone is going to be a rainbow mandala. It's going to end up being a gradient piece, but going into it, I didn't know that, so I did that purple center dot. But as I worked my way out from rainbow colors, I really just did not like that purple dot. So I went in and peeled it off, and you can see it even took off the base color. So those dots are really on there. And then I was just able to change the color to red. I finished the stone up with some highlights, and here's the finished piece. The white stuff you see me adding to my paints is called pouring medium. I use pouring medium a lot in my artwork because it allows me to control the consistency of my paint, which allows me to control what my finished dot will look like once it is done drying. On my larger stones, I do like to add guidelines. I use this little dome-shaped stencil to mark all of the lines, and then I can just go in with a compass to add any circles I may want. Having these guidelines makes it a lot easier for me to do designs like these. When I work on these sacred geometry stones, they take me a couple of days to paint, and the reason why is, first, with this big clumpy dot, I let it dry before I even attempt this first row because these dots are so tiny, and I have to try to get my spacing as close to perfect as possible because the whole pattern builds off of those first couple of rows. Then once I get to the sides, I have to wait for all those dots on top to be dry so that I can hold it, so I can position the stone to place these dots on the bottom, and then once all the dots are dry, I can go in and add these teeny tiny detail dots.